So hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. This is part 2 of my Avanti build of the big one. In this video we're mainly going to be doing the gear and the wiring and electronic install. So I ended off last video with installing these here and the servos and everything, and now we're moving on to the gear. So for the gear, this plane is made for air retracts, and I don't like air. I'm pretty much not a big fan, so I took the electric version. And for the electric version, the cutouts here, they're made for the air landing gear, and they're a lot different than on the electric landing gear. So I had to cut this out further. So this used to be about here where my finger is. So it used to be like this, and now it's like this. And for this main plate, there was no cutout here. You can see here, this came out of there. We cut it out. This used to be there, and I don't know if this used to be there, and this piece here used to be there. Yeah, exactly. So I did these changes because before this video I just wanted to put this here in, see if it fits. I thought, okay, it fits everything. Then I put all of the things on here just without screws to see if it fits. And I already saw the first few problems, that this did not want to fit and this does not fit, because on the air retract, this part here that stands over the base is actually under the base, so that's why this would not fit. And also this piece here, we dremeled it out because it hits on here. So, and then the only other thing we'll need to change too, which I did not do yet, is on these here. So I don't know which one I put it. So we'll need to dremel them out until here. So until that last line here. We'll have to dremel it off so that it fits properly. And yeah, and we'll need to dremel this out a bit in the middle so that everything works. So I'd say I'll get into doing that now, dremeling this part out, and then I'm gonna get to installing everything. So I'll see you when I finished installing one gear. So guys, now the gear is installed. Wait 1 second. So guys, the wing is now finished. So I actually finished it yesterday, just yesterday. I think I finished it about like midnight and I went to sleep, so I didn't record anything after that. I only recorded one wing, I forgot recording for the second one. But yeah, cause for me, like basically, I didn't manage to get the whole gear installed because I started yesterday and I have school until 15:20, so I cannot get everything finished. And also, while I'm working on this plane, the Extreme Flight XR300, the video for that will come out tomorrow on Friday, and this video for part 2 will come out on the next Friday. So it's very... I need to think ahead because I don't have a lot of time. I really do not have a lot of time to film, etc, because of school. So I really am up here until like midnight to get these videos up for you as soon as possible. So let's talk about this. So the way you can open the doors, is you have let's say your servo tester. You can also do it the complicated way. Put a receiver, you take the power box then, and then you take the receiver and just connect everything up and only connect the gear. But I don't want to do that yet, so I just go ahead with the servo tester, plug in the battery into the servo tester, and then into the lead, because the JP has one lead. This is that one for brake. This is brake input, this is gear input. So you just put the gear input in, then you go ahead. The JP has the one wire with the red brown is gear, one with the red black is brake. So you're gonna put the brown one into the wheel. You can't connect it wrong because it's set, put here plus minus where it should go. And then I just connect the separate battery to the JP sequencer. So yeah, that's the setup. And then takes or it doesn't. You just need to so beautiful, works perfectly. So now the gear is up, and then you can, it also goes down, of course. Yeah, and it works pretty good. It does work pretty good. Yeah, and this wire here, I don't have a real problem with it because it's zip tied to the mount on the bottom. And don't forget to the gear. 1 second. So the gear. So one mistake I did on my MiG, because on my MiG it was, I think it was the first airplane with brakes I did after like a few years, and I put the zip ties on for the brakes on while the gear was inside, because obviously here you can see I can do that, but with the MiG here I couldn't. And the problem is that when I retracted, when the gear retracted out, because the leads go from here through the fuselage and not from the back through the fuselage. So my leads were from here, a bit extended like this much, exit, and then right here. So what it did, when the gear came out, literally pulled out all of the cables because I didn't make them long enough. So always have your gear out, upwards, the up position, while you put your zip ties on and everything. Otherwise, when you have it in a closed position and then it goes up, everything will come off. Yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty simple solution. Everything works well. Wait, let me see how many zip ties I have on this thing. So I have one right here, as you can see, one here, and then two on top here. I before had, I don't know if you can see it properly, I had one around this through here and at the wire here, but I think you can already see why this is not possible, because this thing won't close properly. Because I don't know how it is for the air retract, but for this retract it is like that, because I also needed to sand out this part, but for now everything works and I'm really happy about that. So yeah. And then when it closes, it has nice strain to it, so it like won't flutter around in the air. Because if this starts fluttering around in the air, you don't want it, because this thing could eventually rip out, and the jet is gonna be flying 300 k's plus in the air at full speed, so we don't want anything fluttering around. So yeah. The only thing I now can say I didn't do in the wings are the screws, but I think we're going to do that in the last part. So I'd say let's get over to doing the front wheel. And for the front wheel, that also did not quite fit. Wait, I'll just bring it here and show you. Because I do have the plane already since a longer time now. Because my dad did this while I was in school. I did not ask him this time for the main gears. I asked him to already start doing something because I would not have enough time. But here, this bracket here, I don't know if you can see it here, got sanded out because it would hit against here, and it would just sit at an angle, so it would not be straight like it would stand like this, and then the door just would not close. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is door servo and just install the landing gear fully, but so it's just test fitted in. I'm gonna need to take it out again and then do the doors and then go ahead and do the gear. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing now. So guys, I got the servo installed now. So take the gear out. I just tested everything with the gear. So I got the servo installed now. I just used the servo I found it lying around. I don't know if you can see it. It is a Jetty Rex servo. I think it has 20 kilos. It before was in the Slick, from which those wings are. My Pilot RC Slick 67 inch. So it is something 20 kilos. Because I know what kind of servos I bought. I bought 20-25 kilo servos for that plane. So it is something like that. It has something like that. And yeah, so the door works now. It's pretty simple assembly. And yeah. And one thing, I burned through one servo because you got to put the servo arm on the servo arm. You got to put the thing on the very last hole. So here you gotta put it on the very last hole. There are 3 holes on my specific servo arm, and I put it on the very farthest in hole because I patted on the last hole before then full burn through. Because you on the JP thing, you know the JP thing is good because of one thing, you don't need to program the everything because it is already programmed, just opens and closes, but you can't program how far the servo goes and how far the servo can go up maximum and how far it goes down maximum. So you gotta do that mechanically and just see that everything fits. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is just install the landing gear and do a bit of wiring work down here, and then I'm pretty sure we are ready to go ahead and lead the wires. So guys, I've gotten the servo installed now with everything. Of course, everything that has metal threads here, every single screw is Loctited, everything is Loctited here. And yeah, so this servo is a standard size servo. I needed to sand out about 1/2 centimeter of the aluminium. That's like the only thing I did not want to do. So I went ahead with the Dremel, sanded a bit of a curve out, and then I went ahead with the file and did the edges nicely, and everything fits perfectly now. But yeah, I think I sanded 1.5 hours now, so yeah, that was definitely some work, but otherwise everything is looking good. So yeah, I'm still going to be installing that, and then I'm going to be seeing you tomorrow, because for me it's going to be tomorrow. For you it's just going to be like after the clip where I installed the landing gear, because yeah, it's already very late here. So yeah, I'll get to install So guys, I've now glued the cockpit in and it is looking good. As you can see from here, I don't know if you're able to see properly. Yeah, here's the dashboard and everything. And yeah, so basically I did forget to press record like I always do basically, but I did put the whole plane together, as you can see. Wait, let me flip the camera. So guys, when I take the hatch off, so I weighed everything out with CG. So I just went ahead, I have the tank in, and my father helped me because basically if you pick the plane up here, there's about on the main spar, the CG is, main spar goes through here and ends here. So you gotta pick it up here. So my father picked it up on one side, I on this side, and then we started messing around with the CG. So the turbine is not in right now. I had it in for the CG test. So this is going to be about what my final layout is going to be, but I ordered some sandwich foam carbon plates that we're going to put like 2 here side by side and cut them up so they go perfectly, and then one like this landscape to go over here. So it's basically going to be from here to here. There's going to be one huge carbon plate. So basically it's going to be one hole. It's going to be 3 plates, and it's just going to be one huge area. So yeah, and now what we're going to be doing now is I don't have a lot of Festo stuff with me, but we're going to do as much plumbing as possible. So my kit for lighting has not arrived. I've waited 1 day now, so it is probably going to arrive next week. It's still weekend, so we're gonna be handling this first of all, the pumps, etc., fuel in, fuel out. So I do have the mounts for the fuel pump. I'm gonna be using this black thing here. So this one I'm going to be using as a mount. So it just basically clicks in like so. 1 sec. So basically just clicks in and holds it down. So I think I'm going to try to use the same one for the pump, for the actual one. I mean, it's not meant for this, but I'm pretty sure this will work. So yeah, that's what I am gonna aim to do now. I'm probably gonna use the metal one for the pump, and for the filter the black one, because the metal one, the other one, can flex better. So this plate, we're gonna be getting this one installed here. So all of this stuff is going to get installed here. All of the fuel pump, etc., is all going to get installed onto this plate, in my theory at least. Otherwise, if that won't work, I'll just make my own plate that goes down here. That's a bit bigger, and yeah. So in theory, for what I thought, I just somehow need to get all of the fuel lines, etc., down on there. Or what I'm going to do, so I'm going to cut up this board and just use it for below. So that's my second option, to just cut up this board, make it a bit shorter, probably until here, and use that board. But I don't quite know about that yet. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing that. Now I'm just going to try to figure out where to mount these things now. So I'll see you when I'm finished with mounting these. So guys, the plate is now glued in with everything, the fuel pump, the filter, everything, etc. Now I'm thinking about the motor management system, because I'm thinking about maybe putting it somewhere there. And I don't quite know about it yet, if I want to do that, but I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about putting it maybe in front here, putting a little plate into there to connect everything. but I'm still thinking about that. So yeah, I don't quite know if I'm gonna put it there or not. I can also put it up here somewhere like this, but yeah, I'll see you when I've figured that. So guys, it's the next day now, and I've done a few things. You've seen pictures probably already. So I have, wait, let me switch the camera. I have changed this fuel line because this was a bit too short. Now this is up, and this is going to be sitting on the main board like this. So I can always put it on and off, because in the hopper tank there's always going to be fuel, and I don't want it running out or running into the turbine while the turbine not running. So then I've just taken this little stump off that was on there. I've added the fuel lines to the turbine here. They go here and then go into the turbine, of course. Nice and zip tied down. On these you gotta be careful of your zip ties. You're not allowed to tighten the zip ties down. You need to, need to be able to just still move them around like this. So don't fully tighten them down. So it's just so they stay together, or like here stay down, but I'm still able to move the cable plenty. Also here, I'm able to move the cable through easily. It holds it, but if you want to, you can still move the cable. So that's what we want with the zip ties, just that it looks a bit neater and it does not wobble around like in the whole airplane. That's the only thing for what the zip ties are. And otherwise, yeah. Otherwise, I also did here the clunk, everything, how it's supposed to be. Here's my lid. And then I have the breast tubing. This belongs to the lid. This is one piece. Put the nut on the back. Or on here, sorry. And then all I did was this tubing. That's tubing that comes with the airplane. So basically what you do is you just heat it up and put it up there about this length. It should be on there about 1 centimeter. And then I just put a zip tie over it. And here we put a bit of a thicker one, because the thin one that came with the kit did not fit over the pendle, over the clunk. So yeah. So this I don't have my breather valve. Usually if you have a breather valve that's on the lid, you gotta bend it 45 degrees, but I don't have it. My breather is up here. We're gonna make a little line that goes from here down to the airplane. On the bottom my breather is gonna be, because usually this tech is for MB339. It sits like this, so the breather is on the bottom, but we have to sit like this because I cannot get it in like this. So yeah. So that's that. Just screw this in here and everything works. And yeah. I mean, you can shake the tank out with isopropyl alcohol to clean it, but that's not necessary because the kerosene or diesel will clean it more than enough. So yeah. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to screw that in. And then I have to glue together the hopper here and the pendle. I just screwed it in, it was already assembled. So I'm just gonna glue this in. Then I'm gonna find a way how to mount everything. And yeah, I'll make pictures for you guys that you'll be seeing now, and then I'll talk you through what I did. So see you then. So guys, everything is plumbed up, so everything that has to do with turbine is finished now. So, and the landing gear, of course, we also did that in this video. So here I'll just go over what I did basically. So the hopper tank, I glued it together. It doesn't look the prettiest, but it works. Right, let me turn the camera for you. So the hopper tank is glued together and it's screwed onto the main tank there, and then the hopper tank is gonna get screwed in there, and the main tank is gonna get screwed in there, and that's how we're gonna mount it. I built this mounting thing here for the main tank. It was planned to go in like this under the two wood pieces, and the tank would screw on here, but I think this is strong enough if the hopper tank just gets screwed into here and the usual tank gets screwed into here. So what I've done in the video is now, of course, the plumbing for this here. I have gotten the fuel up line. It goes into the hopper tank here, and this is just here. I have a little piece of brass tubing because this is an adapter. The brass tubing is pretty much an adapter from this thicker wire to the thinner blue wire for the Festo tubing. Then of course here we did this. We put the on off the flow switch on. We made this cable a bit longer. So yeah, then the hopper tank is connected with the big tank through this cable here, just one. And then here I have the breather valve. So the breather is in on the bottom of the airplane down there, and this just goes there. So the tank is coming out again. Of course, I've just done the plumbing because I don't have anything else to do right now, because we do still have to do the cables of the whole airplane. So the tank system is going to go out. So you can see here everything is zip tied, and a little tip for the zip ties is that if you zip tie this together, leave it loose so you don't clamp the things off. And here you can tighten it up as much as you want, but heat the tubing up a lot, that it just like kind of gets into the tube, so the zip tie gets one with the tubing, and it just really holds well then. And yeah, so wait, let me take this out. This is of course not zip tied yet because I still need to be able to remove it. So let's take this here. So taking out everything, we just have the tank here. This is already on the tank. I still have to do this on the bottom. And yeah, that's just the tank. It's gonna get screwed in here on the hopper tank, and here it used to be with one screw here in the middle. You can see, but I made two. So yeah, that's the hopper tank pretty much. And then if we look down there, I've got my plumbing of here is my breather valve. I did, interestingly, put it on the wrong side because I wanted to have it here, and then I flipped the plane, and then that side was this side, and I forgot. I put it on the wrong side accidentally, but I just drilled it out with this for wood drill. I don't know, it's about the same size like the breather. So yeah, and then that's Loctited the breather with the nut and washer. And then coming out here, we have the main fuel supply from the pump. So this is going there from the pump. This is that cable, and it's going here. And then this is just the breather that goes into the main tank. These are the ones that go to the engine. It's for the this is Kero, this is diesel or kerosene or whatever you want to use, and this is the hopper tank prop. And then yeah, we have the main sensor here. Then we have all of the wiring here to the turbine, the one for the battery and for the starter battery, and then here for the telemetry. So yeah, that's what we did now in this video. And yeah, with that I would say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one, which is hopefully going to be part 3. See you.